Beauty of our Lord, this fully given, rings and echoes on. It goes without end, a love that exalts. We praise, and every moment bursts with happiness. Our lives so richly blessed. A soul that's truly truly led by the Spirit of love, to live for the young, a life so richly blessed, a life so richly blessed.
A blessed day, Bosconians and Salesian educators. I am Prince Bencamin.
Tara Ignacio.
Gino Halagao.
Greeting
you
A happy
birthday!
Institute Day! Did you say happy birthday?
It's Institute Day.
It's the birthday of the FMA congregation, so I guess my greeting is also right.
Well, I guess you could also look at it that way because on August 5th, in 1872, of Daughters of Mary Help of Christians was born.
So, dear members of the DBS educating community, welcome to this celebration.
Our theme for today is
Celebrating the FMA. Faith,
Mission.
A legacy.
Today, we join the entire FMA world in celebrating the humble beginnings of the Institute of the Daughters of Mary Help of Christians on August 5, 1872 in Mornese, Italy.
It marked the beginning of the life of this religious family that truly belongs to Mary.
Over the years, the seed, having fell on good ground, matured and blossomed. Thus, from 11 sisters and 4 novices in 1872, there were already 166 sisters, 48 novices, and 26 houses at the death of Mother Mazzarello, the co-foundress in 1881.
Today, 149 years after the foundation, more than 12,000 FMAs and about 1,000 novices are now present in 97 countries from the 5 continents of the world. They continue to let children and young people experience God's unconditional love and Mary's maternal presence in their journey.
We, Bosconians, are among these lucky young people, I should say.
You bet! The sisters continue in their mission of forming us into good Christians and upright citizens.
They also continue to stir aflame in our hearts the gift of the Catholic faith which we as a people received 500 years ago.
And with this pandemic, their mission only became even more challenging and complicated.
And yet, we continue to feel their loving presence and the fervor of the faith they are passing on to us even from behind our computer screens.
Unfazed by our current circumstances, they continue to live the legacy handed on to them by Don Bosco, Mother Mazzarello, and the First Sisters of Mornese.
With that said, Bosconians, Salesian educators, and the DBS educating community, let us celebrate the FMA. The faith, their mission, and the Salesian Charism, which is a legacy which we all should receive and pass on among ourselves and to those who will be coming after us.
Indeed, today we celebrate the FMA, Faith, Mission, and a Legacy.
Wow, that was amazing! Young or not so young, one thing stands out in the FMA sisters, their joy.
I definitely agree. Though their mission is challenging, they always radiate a joy that can never seem to be extinguished, even by the hardest of trials.
I guess it is because of the love of God that reigns in their hearts.
Remember how Mernesa was called then? The house of the love of God.
Pa-heart react naman dyan, Vasconians and Salesian educators, to affirm that with the sisters, our experience of DBS is that of being in the house of the love of God.
Amazing!
Speaking of the house of the love of God, here are our young and talented early grade Bosconians in their lively display of love and gratitude for our sisters, and in order to remind us to be cheerful and to be holy because we live in the house of the love of God.
Of the Lord, be cheerful, be holy, is all I ask. Let every stitch be an act of love for God, for God. It's Jesus we love. Stitch, stitch, we sew, we bend and weave and cut and grow. This is how we live and grow. All the love of God we grow. We sing and play and have some fun. We pray and all our work is done. We do anything to the setting of the sun. All for the love of God. All for the love of God. All for the love of God. Here in the house of the Lord. Here in the house of the Lord. Be holy is all I ask. Let every speech be an act of love for God, for God. Be cheerful, be holy, it's Jesus we love. He taught us to be holy by doing things at the right time only, at the right place. It's only for the love of God. Here in the house of the Lord. Be cheerful, be holy, is all I ask. Let for God to be cheerful, be holy, is Jesus we love. Here in the house of the Lord. Be cheerful, be holy, is all I ask. Let every speech be an act of love for God. Be cheerful, be holy. Be cheerful, be holy. Be cheerful, be holy. It's Jesus we love.
So much heart.
Thank you to our young Bosconians who lovingly shared their talents with us today.
Going back to the beginnings of the Institute, so Mornese was called the House of the Love of God. How beautiful life must be in Mornese for it to be called with such a name.
Certainly, Mother Mozzarella, the first sisters, and the young people who lived with them had the air of holiness circulating among them and challenging them to outdo one another in their practice of virtue.
I think I am putting it in my bucket list to travel to Mornese one day and see all of the relics and walk on the same paths that these holy people walked on 149 years back.
Yes, I too want to be there, where it all began. How about you, Bosconians? Do you also dream of traveling again? Give us a thumbs up if you do.
If not for this pandemic, it would really be wonderful to travel and go to our dream destinations.
You're right, but for now, we can only just dream about it.
Well, you don't have to get stuck in dreaming. Right now, folks, in celebration of the FMA, we are all getting an all-expense paid trip to Mornese.
For real?
Yes, and we're about to time travel too, because our tour guide in going to Mornese is none other than our co-foundress herself, Saint Mary Domenica Mazzarello. Pack your virtual suitcases now, Bosconians and Salesian educators, and together let us experience a day in Mornese.
Live Jesus, Bosconians! Viva Maria! Happy Institute Day!
It is the time where we celebrate the presence and hard work that the FMA sisters put into God's mission. What better way to commemorate this mission than to revisit how it all started?
My birthplace, Mornese. No, not the retreat house per se. I'm talking about the real deal, the one in Italy.
What's there to say about Mornese? It's actually a small and peaceful place, filled with farming and 1,000 people. Smaller town in numbers means we're simpler, right? Morenese is in the Italian province of Alessandria. It is surrounded by mountains, in between valleys and the sea. It is on what is known as the Salt Road.
Although surrounded by many valleys and mountains, it is still open for us to see other towns. In the past, Morenese had a number of industries, like a glass manufacturer and a gunpowder factory. Now, it is chiefly engaged in agriculture and winemaking.
Here, I learned to look at life realistically, believe in the value of honesty, hard work, sacrifices, usually through soil and farming.
But how significant is Morenese to my life exactly? Our lives. Well, let's do a little backtrack way back to my childhood.
Good morning, everyone. I am Young Mazzarello to talk to you about where I grew up in Morenese. The house where I grew up on was known as Casa Nativa. This house, along with my family, has been around since 1600. A pretty long time, huh? The house was built facing the road, and the back was surrounded by a deep valley with fields and vineyards, all of them owned by my family. My house was simple and solid, but had enough space for me and my different family members. I loved it there, the house and my family. I couldn't wait for what was in store, because every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams, that's all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
As much as I loved it there, my family eventually had to move out after our house got broken into. We had to move to a farmhouse in Valponasca. It was found north of Morenese and was quite a walk from there. 45 minutes, if I remember correctly. It was a large house, which included living quarters, a barn, a threshing floor, and a shelter for animals, all in one roof. I lived here with my immediate family and my cousin, Domenica. Here, I learned the value of hard work and rising early. The people here were very nice and said that no girl in Morenese worked like Maria. I strengthened my faith here as well. I would have a prayer devotion near my window here, which would become iconic to the FMA movement. We lived here for 10 years, but eventually had to move once again.
One day, thieves had broken into our house while we were hard at work. They ransacked our house and stole 700 lyre, with valuables, of course. My home was broken into again. I no longer felt safe in my home and decided to move to a more crowded place, a house at a quiet town on Valgaleta Street. I took in girls with the help of my sisters from the consecration, and we taught dressmaking, and even established a workshop, an oratory, and even an orphanage. I received a medal from St. John Bosco for my efforts. More events happened here, but let's save that for another time. My time in the colegio had its ups and downs. We were able to do so much good, but we faced a lot of criticism, and I was even exiled. Despite all of that, my time as an animator was memorable. We were even gifted our own home by one of the fathers there, the Casa Immacolata. It was a 2-story building where my fellow sisters and I built and developed it with dirt and stone.
Wow! I can't believe I get to experience all of that in the small province of Morenese.
I agree, Young Mi. I'm surprised that all of that can happen in a quiet little province.
We hope you found our tour to Mornese to be a great experience.
Viva
Viva Maria! Live Jesus and Mary with
and
joy.
Mary with joy.
That was so cool! Thank you for that virtual tour. How was your trip to Pernese, Bosconians? Send a wow react if you were just as fascinated as I was. I enjoyed that tour a lot. How about you, Jean?
Well, Ate Sarah, it was actually fun and at the same time impressive. Saint Mary Mazzarella didn't live a rosy life at all. She even experienced being sick with typhoid, kind of like how all of us are now facing a deadly virus that continues to spread uncontrollably everywhere. But hers was a faith that was strong, and her determination to accept with hope and joy whatever comes her way shows her strong commitment to the mission Jesus has entrusted to her.
So true, Jean. I now understand that such is a legacy she has handed down to all the Salesian sisters. We see that in our own sisters here as well.
Individually, they may be far from being another Mother Mazzarello or that close to Mornese in the way they live their community life and mission. But we recognize their efforts to live well their vocation to the Salesian consecrated life and to love young people like us the way Mother Mazzarello did.
For these dear sisters, we are deeply grateful. Allow us then to express this gratitude in our own simple way through a number prepared to you with love by our DBS educating community.
Dear sisters, you are about to see the representatives of the different sectors of our educating community who, through this number, will give thanks to you for your tireless commitment to the welfare of the young in your care, for your trust in sharing the mission with us, your lay mission partners, and for your joyful witness to your Salesian vocation.
Thank you for helping us nurture the Catholic faith, for being Mary's face among us, and for your fidelity to give life to the mission of sharing the light and love of Jesus to young people, to your lay mission partners, and to the other members of our educating community as your way of taking care of the legacy handed on to you by Saint Mary Domenica Mazzarello.
I have something to read you. Dear Jesus, I would like to thank you for allowing me to extend my gratitude to the daughters of Mary, help of Christians. May you continue to bless their heart with courage, purity, and kindness. Also, may you keep them safe and healthy at all times. Amen. We love you, sisters. Thank you for loving us. Bye. God bless you.
Hello, sisters. My name is Madison Isabel Ramos. I belong to Nursery Grade 4. Thank you, and we love you. Stay safe. Thank you for your patience and guidance. To our dear Salesian sisters, thank you for your word of encouragement, support, and guidance to all of us to be a good Bosconians. May God continue to bless you with good health. Live Jesus and Mary with joy.
Thank you to our dear FMA sisters for your guidance, for your support, and for all the love. Thank you.
Dear FMA sisters, we feel so blessed to be part of the Salesian family. Thank you for your love and guidance. Your presence is a gift to us Bosconians. We love you.
Thank you, FMA sisters. You have guided us in all academic years during this time of pandemic. We are grateful for spiritually and academically guiding us all throughout. May God bless you as you continue to respond to God's mission. Maraming salamat po.
Happy Institute Day, FMA sisters! Your perseverance to help people, families, especially the young, is so inspiring. May you continue to be a guide and role model to us Bosconians. I'll keep praying for your good health and safety. Thank you. Live Jesus and Mary with joy.
Dear FMA sisters, we want to express our heartfelt gratitude for your loving presence and guidance to us Bosconians. Thank you for making us realize our worth as young people and molding us to be good and honest citizens. Your presence is truly a gift to us. Happy Feast Day, sisters!
Our dear FMA sisters, we, the Bosconians, and the Salesian educators would like to express our deepest appreciation and gratitude for your tireless efforts and dedication in forming good Christians and honest citizens. Thank you for the love that you put in everything that you do in fulfilling your mission.
Your unwavering support for each one of us in the community inspires us to aim higher. Most of all, thank you for bringing us closer to Jesus. Thank you for instilling wisdom in us and for teaching us how to honor God in everything that we do.
May you all continue to be God's instrument of light and love for others. May He keep you all safe, healthy, and dedicated in all that you do. Once again, Happy Institute Day, our dear sisters.
Our gratitude for you, dear sisters, is further expressed in the prayers and spiritual offerings we are gifting you with on this day. Feel the love and appreciation of all of us for your joyful and faithful witness to your life of consecration.
Thank you, DBS Educating Community. We are really blessed to have the sisters in our midst.
Hey, Arisara! Do you know that since we got back from our virtual tour, I've been wondering about how the FMA sisters reached the Philippines?
That's interesting to know, Jean. I think it is best if we should ask our tour guide herself to tell us the story. I'm sure she'll know the answer.
Trece Marias, how did the FMA sisters come to the Philippines?
Hello everyone, it's us again.
We are the Tres Marias, and we're here to celebrate the sisters that went on to carry the mission of me and my sisters.
What better way to do than to tell you how they were able to spread the Salesian spirit of Mornese all around the world, namely here in the Philippines.
It all began with the Salesian sisters in Morenese wanting to reach out to the poor and abandoned young girls all around the world.
After China closed its doors to the presence of the Catholic missionaries due to the communist takeover, in 1995, the Salesian sisters were driven to Hong Kong, and some even came to the Philippines.
Many Salesian sisters settled down in Victoria City to establish a Mazarelian style of piety, relationship, and action for the young people.
The first FMA sisters, with their good intentions and vision, opened up a school named the Rosary Kindergarten, and the first FMA community in the Philippines, the Casa Sacro Cuore.
The FMA sisters in the Philippines were a part of the province of Mary Help of Christians, Hong Kong at the time. But later, they were recognized as their own province and even had their own superior, Sister Ana Maria Matisi.
They later went to East Timor, Indonesia, and Papua New Guinea. To continue the mission, the Salesian sisters are still working hard for God to this day.
We hope that our story has inspired you to work obediently, to help others, and to never give up faith in your dreams. Viva Maria! Live Jesus and Mary with joy!
And Mary with joy!
Wow! What an inspiring display of zeal! It makes me really proud to know our Salesian sisters and to be a Bosconian. Despite the challenges of the beginnings and those they find along every step of their journey, they continue to share the love of Jesus and Mary with us and our families.
Let us now listen to the message of our school directress, Sister Debbie S. Ponsaran, FMA, for this feast day. Let us give her a virtual round of applause.
Good morning, Sister Debbie. Live Jesus and Mary with joy.
First of all, I want to greet all of us a happy Institute Day. And on behalf of all the DBS sisters, I would like to thank all of you for the very wonderful preparation program, greeting all of us on the foundation day of our congregation. On this day, 149 years ago, as you repeatedly mentioned already in many of your, in the presentation, in the dialogues, our congregation was founded in Mornese, Alessandria, Italy. It is located in northern Italy on the side of the French border. The first FMAs were 11 young women, including, of course, Mary Mazzarello, her blood sister, Felicina, and her best friend, Petronila. As you well know, our founder is Don Bosco, and Mary Mazzarello is the co-foundress. At that time, Don Bosco was 57 years old, and Mary Mazzarello was 35 years old, both of them not very young. Have you ever thought of why God founded our congregation, the Daughters of Mary Help of Christians? There were already so many female congregations at the time of our foundation, so why add one more? The answer is this. God, in His great wisdom, can see the present and future mission of the church. God can also see the needs of the church and knows how to answer these needs. Therefore, when a new congregation is born, it is God's answer to the needs of the church. And it is the Holy Spirit who gives the congregations identity, purpose, mission, and spirituality. At that time, God already saw the future, that the Daughters of Mary Help of Christians, or the Salesian Sisters, would reach the Philippines in 1955. God saw the future that Don Bosco School would be built in Santa Mesa, Manila. God saw the future that you, the students, would be here together with your educators and the sisters. And so, all of us who are here are included in this great project of God. You're about to see a simple presentation of the sisters that will show you a kind of summary of the Holy Spirit's gift to us, our identity, purpose, mission, and spirituality. We call this the Salesian Express. Thank you.
Hi, we're from the Salesian Express Incorporated Travel Agency. Beaten by the travel bug? Take advantage of our special offer, a package tour on board the Salesian Express. Destination? Heaven.
The Salesian Express, with its expert personnel, has been commuting souls to heaven for 149 years via a surefire route guaranteed by the first travelers who made it, St. John Bosco and St. Mary Mazzarello.
Here are several reasons why traveling via the Salesian Express is the mostest, the utmost, the peak experience in train travel.
Speaking of travel-worthy trains, Salesian Express beats them all. With Jesus here and Mary there, tell me, what can go wrong? Everything can go wrong, but not the Salesian Express.
Thanks to its special Marian design, it got a special unidirectional engine called Simplicity. Just push the starter button and the Salesian Express goes zooming right up to heaven. Detours?
Oh no!
Stopovers?
Oh no!
Delays?
Definitely no!
Salesian Express just won't have them.
Fiat wheels. The wheels with the zoom zoom power. With Fiat, you'll hear no complaining creaks or rattles. You'll feel no jolts. Fiat means yes to God's will. It makes your journey smoother, swifter.
Meet the Salesian Express Service Corps. Dressed in the traditional costume of Saint Mary Mazzarello and the first daughters of Mary Help of Christians, they carry on more than 100-year-old tradition. Service with a smile. Listen as they tell you more of the Salesian Express.
Following the recommendation of two Marian souls, Don Bosco and Mother Mazzarello,
be happy! Always be happy!
Every nook and corner of the Salesian Express is lighted up by J-O-Y. J-O-Y.
Joy, joy, joy!
Let the brownouts and blackouts come. Joy will continue to shine because it is powered by ever dependable self-application and a special brand of Marian humility.
Smartphone is the word for communication facilities we have on the Salesian Express. Our Marian cell phone has got a hotline to heaven. Just dial P-R-A-Y-E-R, prayer, and presto, you get your signal. The receiver has got a special device called silence. So sensitive, it catches God's soundless whisper.
Take it from me. I signed up with Salesian Express and I'm staying for good. There's never a moment without T-L-C, tender loving care. Salesian work, love in action. Give me souls, take away the rest.
To sum it up, all you've seen and heard is what keeps the Salesian Express going. A special formula called SYS with its zoom zoom power.
You've just heard only a few out of 100 reasons why you shouldn't miss taking the Salesian Express.
So, what's skipping you? All aboard the Salesian Express!
Like a locomotive winding down the rail, the Salesian Express is on its way. With loving kindness, we come your way. Listen and we'll reach out. Express.
How about that, Bosconians, Salesian educators, and DBS educating community? Who's hopping on board the Salesian Express with our sisters?
Give us a heart react if you are.
Wow! I think Don Bosco and Mother Mazzarello will be so happy to find so many volunteers among us, here today to join the sisters in the Salesian Express.
Thank you, Sister Debbie and sisters, for your beautiful message to us today. It is so heartwarming to hear that we, the young people, are your heart's delight.
You're right, Jean. Nakakakilig. Grabe! Tayo pala nagpapasaya sa mga sisters natin. So, Bosconians, check out din if we truly are always that delightful for the sisters' hearts.
Well, I guess the sisters love us with a love that has no conditions. So whether we are delightful or not, an FMA heart will always welcome and accept us.
I agree, Kuya Prince. Such are the hearts of the sisters. That is why it is but fitting that we celebrate them today.
By God's grace, their presence among us nurtures the faith which lives in our hearts as people for 500 years now.
All these years, they remain dedicated to their mission, the legacy which St. Mary Domenica Mazzarello and St. John Bosco have handed down to them, and which they strive to continue passing on today and in the future.
Guys, remember the Salesian Express and what it is challenging us all to do today. Celebrate our faith, share in the sisters' mission, and pass on this legacy from generation to generation.
To the young ladies out there, a special invitation is handed on to you today. Check out if Jesus and Mama Mary are calling you to join our sisters as their Salesian Express. Continue to zoom, zoom, zoom for love of the young people like us.
Yes, Don Bosco and St. Mary Mazzarello continue to handpick young ladies who could be their spiritual daughter in the FMA Institute. I heard that Miss Jillian Colata, our junior high school math teacher, just hopped into the Salesian Express 2 days ago to begin her formation as she discerns God's call to her.
Wow, that is so good to hear. It truly affirms the faith, mission, and legacy live on.
This is Prince Ben Camino,
Sarah Ignacio,
and Gino Halagao.
Thank you for celebrating the FMA with us today.
Faith,
mission,
our legacy.
We close this tribute with the DBS Chorale leading us all in the singing of We Give Our Yes.
We stand before the grand horizon. 500 years of faith ripple today. We bear the gift of vision. Totally yours, we give ourselves. Faithfully yours until the end. To your mission, Lord, we give our yes. The sun rises above the hill. yours, we give ourselves, faithfully yours until the end. To your mission, Lord, we give our best. We are gifted to give and live our gifts. Mercy, compassion, justice, and peace. The silent world today will come to believe is the love we have for one another. We bear the gift of mission, mercy, compassion, justice, and peace. We stand before the grand horizon, 500 years of faith made for today. We bear the gift of mission. Totally yours, we give ourselves, faithfully yours until the end. To your